That's what I'm going to look at. That's what I'm going to look for, starting from the first round.
Should we expect a more aggressive style? Trainer Jonathan Banks said it's going to be a fight of adjustments. Are you going to, round 25, is it going to be different than anything we've seen before?
I don't care what the style is gonna be. Whatever. I'm gonna be there and find a way to knock out him.
Do you think he looked more beatable than after seeing his last fight, the highlights? Do you think he looks more beatable now?
I beat him, so I always think the same.
This question is for Eddie. Eddie, with Canelo saying that he's looking for a KO versus Golovkin in the third fight, does that change your approach to training him for the fight?
En cuanto a Canelo, que dice que está buscando el knockout, sin duda, está buscando el knockout para esta tercera pelea. ¿Eso cambia el planteamiento para esta tercera pelea?
No, él tiene que entrenar fuerte, tiene que prepararse muy bien para esta pelea. Ya se conocen bien los dos y creo que va a ser una pelea más complicada que las dos primeras. Pero lo único que tiene que hacer él es entrenar, ya le ganó, tiene que hacer las cosas mejor todavía.
Eddie.
No, he's got to prepare very well for this fight. Obviously, they know each other very well. And I think it'll be a fight that is going to be more complicated than the previous one. But the only thing that he needs to do is train, do the things correctly, do things better.
Diet-wise, will you be incorporating meat back into your diet again for this fight? Will you be incorporating meat back into your diet for this fight again?
I always eat meat.
There was reports out there that you were vegan for the last fight. Is that true? Or
No. I just tried to like a couple of weeks, but I'm not 100%.
oh.
¿Qué opinas de Golovkin? Dicen que has mejorado mucho más después de la segunda pelea. ¿Tú crees que le va a sorprender qué tanto has mejorado?
Sí, yo creo que le va a sorprender lo que he mejorado, la fortaleza que tengo ahora, creo que le va a sorprender.
The question was that Golovkin has mentioned that you have improved considerably since the last fight. What do you think about those comments? Well, I think he's going to be surprised how much I've improved, my resistance, my strength. I will definitely surprise him.
Golovkin también dijo que esa derrota te ayudará a regresar a la realidad. Así lo dijo. Eso lo va a traer a la realidad. ¿Cómo interpretas ese comentario de Golovkin?
No sé a qué se refiere. Pues no puedo decirte cómo lo interpreto. La verdad es que no sé a qué se refiere.
The question was that Gennady says that the loss will help you come to your true reality. What do you think of that? Truthfully, I have no idea what he's talking about. I don't know what he's referring to. I can't give you a response. I don't know what he talks about, what he mentions.
¿Has visto la grabación de la pelea contra Golovkin?
La he visto, sí.
¿Y qué aprendiste viendo?
No, pues obviamente no hay mucho que verle. Me cansé y eso fue lo que me hizo perder.
¿Estabas enfermo antes de la pelea?
Perdí y así es como hay que tomarlo.
The question was, did you see the tape against Bivol? And yes, I did see the fight, but basically there's not much to see. I got tired as the fight drew, and that was it. And in terms of the loss, a loss is what it is. You take the loss and you move on.
Canelo, how do you see yourself when you're sitting alone? How do you see yourself finishing the fight versus Gennady?
Knockout. That's what I see.
So how important was it for you to return to the ring so quickly? Obviously, September is Mexican Independence Day. A lot of fighters, after a loss, they might take a lot of time off. How important was it for you to return to the ring so soon?
No, it's very important for me to get back. Yeah, you mentioned that a lot of people lost and take like a year, 2 years to come back, and I have a strong mind, so I need to get back and keep forward and keep move because I'm in boxing because I want to be one of the best fighters out there in history of boxing, so I'm in that line.
You've been so active lately, camp after camp after fight. How is your body holding up? How are you feeling?
With a little troubles, but fine.
Canelo, va a llegar un tiempo, yendo en ese punto de la actividad, va a llegar a ese punto donde te vas a querer tomar un año de descanso porque son años de 3 peleas al año y mucha actividad.
Sí, o quizás pelear una vez al año. ¿Verdad? Un descanso activo de esa manera no me caería mal.
Question was, after so much activity, will there come a point in time when you need to take a year off from the fights? And the answer was, well, it wouldn't be a bad thing. It wouldn't be a bad idea to take that time off, but also maybe bring it down a notch. Instead of fighting 3 fights a year, fight once a year.
Well, you're a big golf fan. What do you think of this live golf tour? You know a lot about it?
I think I don't want to say anything about the golfers. Everybody can do whatever they want, right? For his best. So I'm okay with that.
Will you watch it?
Yeah. Why not?
You watch it all golf, doesn't matter.
All day, every day.
Are you
What
going
got
to
you
be?
into golf?
Huh?
What got you into golf? Who got you into golf?
One of my friends
One
in
of your friends.
Guadalajara.
Are you going to be playing a lot more with golf training for Triple G? I know there was a lot of discussion.
I'm gonna still.
Same
golfing.
routine?
Yeah.
En muchos de los rankings, libra por libra, bajaste al cuarto lugar, al quinto lugar, al sexto lugar. ¿Qué piensas de eso? O sea, ¿te sientes sorprendido
Mira.
o te motiva?
No me motiva, pero yo me sigo sintiendo el mejor. Porque mencióname un peleador que sube, baja de peso en la posición en la que estoy, nadie lo hace, todos tienen el temor de eso, de perder. Pero cuando buscas grandeza, como lo acabo de decir, cuando buscas grandeza te vas a tropezar, pero eso no quiere decir que no sigas siendo el mejor. Y como te digo, me sigo sintiendo el mejor. Es así que sigo siendo el campeón indiscutido en mi peso. Que traté otras cosas, eso es diferente.
The question was, in terms of the ranking, after the loss, you go down in the pound per pound list, maybe 4th, 5th, 6th. Are you offended, or is that something that is motivating? Well, I still feel like I'm the best. You know, I'm an individual that goes up and down in different weight divisions. No one does that. And everyone fears losing. But when you look for greatness, just like I said, when you look for greatness, inevitably, you will have some stumbles. But that doesn't mean that I am not still the best. I am the best. I feel the best. I feel, and I am, the undisputed champion of my weight division. That I tried something else? Yes, of course.
What was it like for you in those days after the fight? I mean, you talked about how you've got that competitive fire. Did you get down in the dumps at all? Or, since then, like they said, the ratings have changed and everything like that. How have you absorbed that and used that as to get ready for this
You
next
need to
fight?
be strong every time. Like when you win, you're happy and celebrate and everything, right? When you lose, the same thing. You're in a sport where you can lose, you can win. But if you put all in a table and see how I lose, with who I lose, in what way I lose, so a lot of things. But I feel proud and I feel good about it. The loss hurt me, of course. Nobody wants to lose, right? But it's life.
Canelo, what would you say to the young pro fighters coming up in the game that look up to you? What advice would you give them in their careers?
Oh, creo que lo único que les puedo decir es, lo primero es que amen lo que hacen, la disciplina y seguir adelante, no importa qué pase.
You know, the only thing that I can tell them, first and foremost, is to love what you do, discipline, and continue on with everything, no matter what happens.
Canelo, ¿crees que la opinión pública es cruel? Unificaste 178, estás en la cima de esa división, de repente pierdes y ya eres el peor.
No me sorprende, porque siempre ha sido así. No importa si gano, si pierdo, porque gano que porque era malísimo, que porque pierdo que porque lo otro. Entonces, no me importa lo que opine esa gente en especial, porque al final de cuentas no la vas a tener contenta aún así. Si pierdes y ganes y lo que hagas no lo vas a tener contento. Entonces, la verdad es que no me importa lo que digan o lo que puedan pensar. Nunca me ha importado.
question is, what do you think in terms of the public opinion and what people are saying? Obviously, you became the undisputed champion at 178, then you get the loss. You know, everyone was on the bandwagon. All of a sudden, now you're the worst in the world. So, you know, it's always been that way. It doesn't matter if I win or lose. Because I win, well, they say it's horrible. Because I lose, well, this, that, or the other. So it doesn't matter what people say. It doesn't matter what the public opinion is. No matter what those people say specifically, because you will never make them happy whether you win or you lose. It doesn't matter. No matter what you do, you will never make them happy. So truthfully, it doesn't matter what they say or what they might think. And it never made any importance, never mattered to me because you're never going to make them happy.
Pregunta para Eddie. Después de tantos años de grandes victorias, de premios merecidos, obviamente, tú vienes también por tu revancha, perdiste esta pelea con Canelo, la pelea con Oscar Valdés. ¿Cómo te sientes desmotivado después de estos partidos?
Pues bien, la verdad, en el boxeo se gana y se pierde. Creo que ya teníamos bastantes años sin perder peleas de este nivel. Aquí lo importante es ver con quién pierdes y qué es lo que estás buscando a la hora de perder o ganar una pelea. Con Oscar Valdés pues perdimos ante uno de los mejores boxeadores que hay ahorita en la actualidad. Con Saúl perdimos una pelea que no debimos de haber perdido, pero al final de cuentas se perdió, buscando nuevas hazañas, buscando hacer historia como lo hemos logrado en otras ocasiones. Esta vez nos tocó perder. Y pues lo importante es que el camino ya lo sabemos, la fórmula también ya la conocemos y es seguir adelante, es motivarnos. Nosotros no estamos en el boxeo por una derrota, ni tampoco nos hace tampoco un campeonato, ni 2 derrotas, ni 100 victorias, nos hace la disciplina que tenemos y lo que hemos demostrado en el mundo del boxeo como mexicanos, que hemos venido aquí a Estados Unidos a triunfar, y en el mundo del boxeo vamos a seguir trabajando de la misma manera con mucha integridad, con mucha disciplina y sobre todo aprendiendo de las victorias y también de las derrotas.
The question was, you've had many years of victories, many years of awards and accolades. Now all of a sudden you have this stretch of losses. You're looking for a rematch. You had losses with Canelo, with Oscar Valdés. Where does that put you, and what do you feel about those? Well, in the world of boxing, you win and you lose. You win and you lose. We had many years without any losses and in fights of this level. But the important thing is, who did you lose against? What were you looking for? You know, that's what matters more than the W and the losses and the wins. Against Oscar Valdés, we lost against one of the newest top fighters in actuality. Against Saúl, lost this fight. We shouldn't have lost it, but we did. You know, we were looking for new frontiers, per se. We were looking to make history, just like we did in other moments. So the important thing is that the road is already paved. We know the road. We have to continue on that road, motivated. We're not in boxing because of a lost box. The loss doesn't make us, you know, the championship doesn't make us, but the discipline is what makes us. And we've shown that discipline along the roadway. As Mexicans, you see what we do. We've come to the United States and had great success in the United States, and we're going to continue working in the same way, working with a lot of dedication, working with a lot of discipline, and especially learning from the losses and learning from the wins, no doubt.
Eddie, I had a question for you. Was this the fight you advised Saul Alvarez to take in the wake of the B-ball fight?
Me?
Yeah, was it your preference
No,
to
it's,
do this?
it's always up to Eddie and Saul. I think, you know, Saul's a winner. And when I saw him on the golf course straight after the Bivol fight, all he wanted to do was rematch Bivol, but also he'd signed a contract to fight Gennady Golovkin. It's the biggest fight in boxing. It's back down at his natural weight class, and I think he felt that he can also rematch Bivol after, but I don't think he'll be happy until he rematches Bivol. But I think this is the fight to make. I think this is the time to make this fight, because I don't think there's any other time to make this trilogy other than now.
It's been 4 years since they last met. It was 2018. How much of an appetite do you think there is from the American public in general for the third fight?
A huge appetite, because one, we see the TV rights fee, two, we'll see the gate today. You're talking about two icons of the sport. You're not talking about a sport. You know, sometimes we get lost in this little world of boxing where we think a fight is big, and then you talk about fighters that have worldwide recognition like Canelo Alvarez and Gennady Golovkin. This is a huge super fight globally, And I think it's intriguing because Sal's now coming off a defeat. Gennady, some people say he's getting a little bit older. He's just gone to Japan after being out for over 400 days and unified the division. They don't like each other, and I hope we get to see that more in this build-up because I see it and I hear it all the time. And I think this time it'll be a different kind of fight. I don't see this fight going 12 rounds. I think both guys are desperate to do a job on the other, and I think they're two icons of the sport.
With Canelo, with Gennady being so close to the end of his career, how sweet would it be for you to be the one to push him proverbially off the cliff?
So sweet.
Do you want to retire him?
Of course.
Do you want to be the last guy that Golovkin ever faces?
I will be.
You will be the last guy Golovkin
Yeah.
ever faces.
Gennady, I'm sorry. So when we
What
talk,
the hell?
when we talked with Gennady, he was here for about 40 minutes. He didn't really have anything bad to say about you. Do you think that?
Not now, but you listen him in the other country, he talk a lot of shit. Not now because he had me in front of him. Like we say, it's not the same call the lion when you see he's coming, and I'm coming.
So you think there's a little bit of apprehension for him to talk crazy in front of you?
Yeah, he's pretend he always pretend be a nice guy, like in front of the people. But he's an asshole. That's what he is. He's an asshole person. That's it is what it is. I'm not pretend be a nice or no. I'm this is the way I am. I'm not pretend be a other person. It is what it is, and he's always pretending in front of you or the people. Oh, I'm a nice guy. Oh, he's fucking. He's not.
What do you think about him saying like Mexican style, and then now he's like forget about it, not saying
Like always, everybody wants to the Mexican fans, because they think the Mexican fight, the Mexican people buy the pay-per-view, and it is. But they with the Mexican colors, they always just business. I'm not. I'm real Mexican, and I fight for the people.
So you talk about history and the path you're taking on your career in accomplishing that. How does this fight further your legacy and your history? This third fight.
I don't know, but every fight is important for me, for my legacy. Every single fight, and this is no deception.
One more question, guys.
Is it irritating for you? Do you feel like Triple G has sort of just waited around and not done anything but wait for you?
Yeah,
And how
of course.
irritating has that been for you?
He wants his last payday. That's what he wants.
So you say Triple G wants
Yeah,
to
fight.
pay
You
that?
look my fights after Triple G, and look what he fought after me.
Is it satisfying
Not
that
much,
you made him wait?
Not much to thinking about it.
Is it satisfying you made him wait 4 years and doing it on your own terms, your
Yeah.
own weight class,
That
your
make me
own?
feel good.
Yeah.
Royal Diaz, a couple of weeks ago in his gym, gave you the nod, and he said basically he thought that you were going to destroy Triple G. What are your thoughts on that?
And I will be. I will.
You've thought about that moment of the end of knocking him out and being over him. What do you think you'll be thinking?
I don't know. I don't know what he's gonna think. Ask him.
How about you?
Huh?
¿Qué pensarás tú en ese momento, luego de noquearlo y estar parado encima de él? ¿Qué estarás pensando tú? ¿Qué
Oh,
pasará por tu mente?
for me it's gonna be satisfactorio.
Satisfactory.
Va a ser muy satisfactorio. ¿Por qué? Por como vengo a esta pelea, lo que ha pasado alrededor con Golovkin me va a poner muy feliz.
¿Le acostarás más que las...
It'll be very satisfying. It'll be very satisfying because of everything that has come around this fight, the build-up, everything that's happened with Golovkin. So this is going to be very satisfying, and it'll make me very happy.
Guys, that's it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Gracias.